And we're back. Smash Brothers live here, Facebook. It is July 3rd, one day before our nation's 250th anniversary.
Big celebrations on the way.
Oh, yeah,
Smash
brother. Oh,
Brother
yeah, yeah.
1,
So, and
SB1. Happy 4th of July,
happy
fans.
4th of July. And, folks, this is our first real remote SmashCast. And we're excited because my brother has now officially joined the tech world.
Well, somewhat,
Yeah, somewhat.
I
So,
navigated. My bride of 41 years got me rolling to the
I
to
know she
the
would.
to the Wi-Fi, and you gave me all the clues. And like I said, it feels good to be with you, SB1, especially coming
Yeah,
back from
man.
that
Oh,
big
yeah.
trip across the pond from
Yeah,
Ireland to
yeah.
America.
Yeah, it's always good to step outside the step outside the box. This time, step outside the country, see what's really going on. And the Irish people, well, they're tremendous. They're warm, they're friendly. We shared pints from multiple
God
pubs.
bless.
We played golf in some of the best courses in the world.
Oh, the
Friendly
pictures were
people.
phenomenal, man. The
Yeah,
layout, the
yeah,
track. Now,
yeah.
did
And
you ever
shout out
have to
to
hit off
I was gonna say,
a
shout
mat?
out to Franny Simeone for setting all that
Yeah.
up. That was a tremendous effort on Franny's part, but the four of us, it was without a hitch, without a hitch.
Well, Franny, if you want something planned, if you want something, done, organized, he's been at it so long. He's just a great guy, great American, and always promoting great things. To have a guy
Yeah.
like a guy like Franny Simeone, big time family, big time family. It's just it's cool. It's all part of the mystique of the Smash Brothers and the connectivity of people and what we do and how we go about things. I'm just glad you look great, man. First time
You
I
know, I
saw
got
you
my
since
red, white, and blue on. Of course,
yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
try to show a little conservative, but it's what I had in the
sorry,
closet
that's
down
all right,
here. You
bro.
got
Hey, you're representing the business class in the business world on this beautiful podcast, Smashcast, Friday morning, and I got my country roads on, baby.
there. You
Now
go,
I got my country roads, and I'm wearing my Delvets hat. I
Velvet's
coached
hat.
Delvets baseball with Coach Buno, Coach McKinley for about 10 years, and
Okay.
this is why this is so special. We made it to the regionals in 2023, and it was awesome. It was in West Virginia, so naturally we went out shopping. I got this T-shirt, Country Roads. My Dove vets had all my gear, and so we get eliminated. Should have won the game. The team that eliminated us wind up reaching the region, winning the regionals, and they went to Shelby, North Carolina, where American Legion baseball is played once a year, the World Series there. So at my retirement party, JoJo and Hannah come up with their beautiful, beautiful plaque they gave me. And God bless them girls. God bless them. They said, Coach, you did a great job. And I
Yeah.
said, let me tell you something. I'll be watching up this post, you all down Shelby, North Carolina, next year in the chip. They made it to the chip. Coach Buno, you know Coach Buno. He's a great
Oh
guy. Mike
yeah, Big
Buno. I'm
Mike.
giving a big shout out this 4th of July, man.
Yeah,
Just a great guy all around. Electrician, it's always in the power, like electrical. We ain't doing anything without power, baby.
that's right.
So, but anyways, we're happy. Hey, speaking of plugging in, I got to plug into this phone. My God, that's right.
Are you running low?
Yeah. All right,
All
hold
right,
on.
yeah, plug in, man, because you're
I got to
getting a little.
plug in. Hold on, hold on.
Yeah,
We got a
man.
lot of activity here. Speaking of power, God, look, there goes my phone. It's on a slide. It's on a slide right now. Let me see where it lands. Easy. Oh, all right, I got it. All right, SB1,
We're all
SB1.
good.
I'm with you. Can you see me? All right,
I
baby.
see you.
Yeah.
I see
So
you.
talk more about what all the experiences, the beers, the pubs. Let's let the fans know about
When
Ireland, man. One time.
well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, man. We stayed at the Glass House Hotel, which was right in the center of a town called Sligo, and we were on the eastern side of Ireland, and we couldn't have. It was about an hour and a half away from Dublin,
Wow.
south of Dublin, I believe, and we couldn't ask for a better place. It was centrally located. There, all the action was right outside the hotel's doors, blocks away. You walked everywhere, and there must have been 2 or 3 pubs every block. Great place to eat, small towns, and it was all walkable. So, We had this one bar, one pub called Thomas Conley. And, if you know, well, Delaware, Thomas Conley was an attorney that took on the Fahey case. So we kind of had a reference to that right there. It wasn't his bar, of course. It was just named Thomas Conley, but it looked so unassuming that you wouldn't even know it was a pub. It had nothing, it had no like beer can signs or no
Right.
alcohol sign, nothing like that. It was
Just
a
a pub,
building
go in, get a
that
nice
was
drink.
so plain, just a pub, go in, that's all you do. And the bartender, Frank, was just the best guy you could have behind the bar. He was funny, cracking jokes, and setting up these shot glasses that were very small and they were tulip shaped. And the funny thing was is that half of the bottom of the glass, you could set it up, perch it up like a normal glass, but you could lay it on its side. And the base of the glass was cut kind of like it had a quarter of the base shaved off on purpose because they could take the glass and if you wanted a hold or whatever the case might be, you could lay the glass on its
Luscious.
side and it would hold all of it wouldn't let any of the liquor go out, so you could kind of preserve it. So it was really unique. I think Charlie and Frank took a glass home with permission, because Frank said, take them, man." But that was one of the best pubs. And it was Gracie's where we had Ava. She was making us baby Guinness, which it didn't have any Guinness in it. It had coffee liqueur or something and topped off a little bit of cream, but it made it look like it was a Guinness.
Wow.
And then it had it
It
was
was
like a
potent.
baby Guinness, and you had a 10-ounce teenage Guinness, and then you had a 16-ounce pint. And it was like we were
You
trying
had
them
to do
all,
all
man.
3?
And we had huh?
You did all 3?
What's that?
You
Yeah,
graduated
all
to all
drink.
3?
Yeah, or we went down to all 3, whatever you wanna call it, you know?
Right, 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 whatever.
And
Yeah. But you
our first day we started off, we got into Dublin, and our first day was we went right to the Guinness brewery and did the tour, learned all about how Guinness started and all that good stuff. And then we went to they had a rooftop bar where we stayed for a good bit, had freshly poured Guinness, which is amazing. It's definitely a better tasting. There's some freshness to it when you get it right
I
from
bet, man,
the
you're right there in the land of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whiskey
Yeah.
and beer. I mean, you're in
And
Ireland.
and, the funny thing is
Motherland
yeah,
for
the
that,
funny
isn't it,
thing
I
is
guess?
yeah,
Challenge
well,
it
the
with
funny thing
wine,
is
vodka
right, yeah, 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 right, you got Italy for
or flavor
wine,
vodka.
right?
They love their flavor vodka.
Yeah, yeah. But the funny thing is people think that the beer in Ireland is warm or room temperature. Not the case, man. These things were served super
Cold.
chilled, cold. And I'm telling you, man, refreshing, so refreshing, so refreshing. So
Wow, man.
that was the start of
That's
it. Then we got into our golf, had some great times. We invited the caddies back for some pints after our rounds. Hiring caddies, I'll tell everybody right now, if you're doing an excursion like that or you don't know the course, hire a caddy because man, they know the
well,
blind
yeah,
spots.
you're in a foreign land, and that's where, golf is huge. I mean, put it this
Yeah,
way, the courses you were playing, they weren't modern day courses. They've been around for decades,
centuries.
centuries. There you go,
Yeah,
centuries.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It was just cool. Did I already ask you if you had to play on any mats? Did you have to use a mat on any course?
Never,
Okay, got you.
never.
Because some of them courses over there, they're so pristine. Like in Scotland, I know that's a big deal. You hit off of mats. I don't know. That's what I heard, but
I
I mean
don't
that's
know, but
the yeah. You guys had a bucket list golf trip, and it was a great mix of people. This new friend Frank into the mix.
yeah.
Sounds like a very nice person, and
Oh, Frankie's great.
looking forward to meet him. I mean, down the road, hopefully play around or
Yeah,
I haven't seen, like you said, I haven't seen Franny, Charlie, I think, except for
at the room.
at the room.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know if I saw Charlie last at the room, but I know I saw Franny. And speaking of that, G's dinner, a special chef with Gianni Majorano. I heard that was very
Excellent,
good. Food was
excellent.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending all those pictures. The family sent pictures. We had a nice collage together from all your pictures. You and Patty look
Mhm.
beautiful. Hey, you look great now, buddy. Ireland did a lot of good.
It
Hey,
did,
hey,
it
hey, hey,
did.
like I said, everything in moderation. Look at that. Beautiful walking, pints, whiskeys. You guys talk about some of the whiskeys you had.
Oh my god, it was well, I was familiar with an Irish whiskey called Redbird, and I
Yeah,
don't
I never even
I was
heard of that.
yeah, I was trying to remember where I got to I think what it was is I was somewhere and I go, "You know what? Let me try something different." Oh, I know what it was. Right at home, Boxwood Liquors. Chris Bestie had a bottle of it in his cabinet, and I said, I was looking for something different, so let me try this 12-year-old whiskey from Ireland." I didn't want Jameson. That's what it was. I didn't want Jameson,
Yeah,
and
that's
I said, "Let me try."
sometimes that's a little on the sweet side. In our younger days, we drank a shit ton of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but Redbird was there, and I go, "Let me try it because it looked good." I said, "Well, what the hell?" And, I go, "Wow, man, this looks really good." So I told the guys on our way over, I said, "We gotta try Redbird." Well, they had 12, 15, 21, and 27. So we had a 12, and then we graduated to a 15, and then before by the end of the night, we're into the 21.
God dang it, man! You guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Oh,
Thank
yeah.
God everybody the hotel was close, man. I know
It
some of
was,
them walks
yeah.
back home
I
had to be
mean,
fun.
oh my god, it was so much fun,
It ain't that
and
much walking, because you walked your asses off on the golf
we did,
course. Uh,
17,000 steps a
tell
day.
excuse me, tell that story about the meters versus yards, and you guys
Oh,
wind up
yeah, yeah,
walking.
yeah.
Was that the first round?
That was the first round, and
Yeah,
it was on the most mountainous course we could have did that on, 'cause
right?
we read the scorecard incorrectly, and it had, like, 64 or 6,200 meters, but it was, like, 6,800 or 6,900 yards, and we're walking, and we never play that, man, we're 55 to 6, right? Yards. I mean, we're not PGA pros here, and, that made our whole shots totally different. Because, boy, I tell you, that first course was we had to squeeze everything to hit the fairway, and the fairways, if you had a draw or a fade, whatever, or you shanked it, you were done. I mean, you just face it,
So
you
my
'cause,
fade wouldn't have did good there. I would have had to try
you
to
would've
play the
rolled off
credit
the
straight
fairway
ball
like I
shot.
did, bro. Yeah. I mean, the balls just carries on those fairways. The fairways, I gotta tell you, they're close to some of the greens over here. They're that low level or, that
Damn,
tight,
man. That's
and
manicured. That's manicured stuff
it's
there, buddy.
gorgeous, man. It was such a pleasure to play on, and, I wish I could have played one course twice. It would have been Enniscrone, which is what's our 3rd day, and check this out, man, check this out. So, I traveled 3,600 miles, and I'm over in another country, and I get this caddy who turns out to be named Greg, who was from the automotive industry.
No
So
way.
yeah, yeah, the 2 of
Is
us.
but that's
It's
beyond belief.
and isn't it?
That's
That's
like we're talking about golf and everything. Well, yesterday I told you I played Odessa National with a great friend of
yeah,
mine, Mike from work. Great man, I love him to death, and he's just the greatest guy around. And when we connect, it's always fun. Well, we played with a guy from named Josh that's involved with the big Department of Defense and stuff like that.
yeah, and there
He
you go.
shot a 68. He
What?
had didn't I tell you that? I thought I was
No,
telling I
no.
swore I called you. All right, well, anyways, so we played Odessa National, and, just a young, nice man, family. He lives in, Southern Maryland a little bit, and, protects the eagle. Beautiful guy, human being. So anyways, he said, "Well, we gotta play, we might as well play together because we didn't wanna hold up a single," but the course was backed up, so he wound up playing with us, and it's the greatest thing that ever happened. Greg, he was hitting bombs. He was on the green on every time in 2. He had an eagle on that par 5, number 6, and what a beautiful eagle putt that was. He shot a 68.
Man, oh
One
man.
eagle, 2 birdies, had legit birdie attempts every freaking time. His best round was 65. If he
What?
made half of those birdies, he would have shot in the 50s.
Man,
That's
that's
what I'm
incredible.
saying. He shot a 68, bro. He
Wow.
missed, he missed, hey, listen to this, he missed 14 birdie shots, right? He had 2 par, 2 birdies, and an eagle. So he missed 16 birdies. Think about that, right? There's 15, 15, missed 15 birdies.
Wow. That's
I
something,
mean,
man.
and then on that par 3 on
Mhm.
17 at Odessa National,
Yeah.
he almost had the cycle because he had the eagle, he had the birdie, and naturally the pars. He put the ball 3 foot from the cup for the cycle.
Wow.
He was on fire. We shook his hand 10 times and said it was great and honor to play with that fella. So I gave
Was
him
he
my
a pro
card.
anywhere?
Well, he did get on tours, yes. And then, like he said, he played up a lot against, he's in his mid 30s, and they got season tickets to the Eagles. Him and his sister splits the package.
Nice.
It and his dad foots the bill. It's a beautiful
Real
thing, and they
nice.
take care of the tailgates. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
It's
man.
amazing, man. It was great to meet a fellow like that, and
That's
knowing, like how
awesome.
you just said, you went across. The caddy's name is Greg in the automotive industry. We got a guy that we really want to play with because we don't want to hold him up, and he turns out to be protecting the eagle just like my great daughter,
See
and
that?
with all the
See that?
Department of Defense. And speaking of that, while we're on the 4th of July, let's give a big Smash Brothers shout out to all our service folks that are in the seas, in the land, in the sky. Salute. You're going to be protecting our great nation, not with your families, but you're celebrating in your ways because the freedom that you bestow upon your great actions from leadership to the Department of Defense to the White House to the commanders and the troops. God bless you. God
Yeah, it's all
bless you
about
and your
independence.
families.
All about
Thank you. Thank
independence.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
And like I
Yeah.
said, veterans all around served, SB1, you'll have a special 250. You served this great nation in the Air Force. God bless you. And I'm going to be on a trip with my brother-in-law, John Wood. Speaking of that, I'm going to be in
Yeah.
Seattle tomorrow night, baby.
I know you are, man.
Seattle. Fly to Seattle with the bride.
You
We're
you
going to
got a
go
bunch
on
of
a
first
cruise.
you got a bunch of first going on. You got your
I got
first
a lot of shit
cruise.
going on right now,
Yeah,
Smash
I know you
Brother.
do, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I look as good as you do when I get back from my cruise, dude. You're like ready to sell Smash Brother gear or something. Fuck, I don't know. You're ready to
Talking about
get on
yeah,
the
man.
camera,
We'll
baby.
be
You got
doing
something
that,
to
dude,
sell,
right? Man,
dude. I
I'll
tell
tell
you
you.
what, I'm so happy for you guys all got along and everybody had a great time. And I would have
Yeah.
loved to have been on that. Can you imagine coming back from a trip like that and then hopping on? I can't do all that, man. My middle name ain't Roosevelt.
Don't worry.
Mickey,
We'll be doing it.
grew up
Yeah.
Cleveland Heights. But that you can't do everything. But I'm so
Nah,
happy,
nah.
man. You guys did that trip. You guys, we were all on it. We started out with 8, and you guys did it, and you
Yeah.
picked up the fourth. And I'm very proud of you that you guys made that happen and had a bucket list golf trip in Ireland. Who does that? Tell me.
Yeah, I tell you,
Who?
man. That's why.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, had
The
to
weather
stick
was
with it,
good.
bro.
The weather was good, right? Remember
It was
prior
perfect.
to you going over.
It was funny because we would wake up and our phones are we have a weather alert, like heat advisory warning, and the temperature never got higher than 74, but that's hot for them guys. And we're like, "What? That's like
What?
springtime." Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All Europe is going through that, they're reaching temperatures. Now, I think France or Spain had about 101, which is where we're at today, now. But
Oh
for
yeah,
them, they don't have any air conditioning. Well, very few will have air conditioning.
yeah, I
You know,
know. My house
it's
in the Poconos, we ain't got no air conditioning, baby. It's all camping. It's like
yeah,
camping,
yeah.
one step up from the ground. I love it.
Well, that's the thing, and so they don't know how to relieve themselves, or they don't have areas to go. That leaks, lakes, and ponds, and oceans, and all that stuff. I guess it's not that accessible to them, but
No,
so it's a big deal. And for us, we don't think of it because we have the beach, the lakes, the air conditioning, the cooler temperatures, the mountains to go to and all that stuff. So it's a little bit different. we kinda snickered at it, but we understood. Now, all the cars and our vans and all had AC, and so did the clubhouses and everything like that. So you got comfortable, but we really didn't need it because it was like I said, 74,
Yeah,
75 degrees. I think maybe it got up to 80 one day, but, what the
and
hell?
they're telling you to bring bodysuits over for that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a walk in the park. Yesterday was, I know it had to be the with the heat index, had to be at least 100 degrees, 105, somewhere
It
around
was
there.
105 down here, teeing off, it
Was
was
it?
105, yeah, it was 105. That's
Wow.
where that's when
Yeah,
we
you
teed
had your
off.
league play last night,
We had
right?
league play, yeah, I still
How'd you
suck.
play?
I'm having a terrible time getting off the tee, bro. I don't know what it is. I mean, it started when I got in Ireland, and I couldn't do anything off the tee box, and
No way. That's a strong suit of yours.
yeah, yeah, I
That and your
couldn't do it,
second
and then
shot is that's a strong suit of you
yeah, I mean, I was lifting my
consistently
head
putting
up.
2 good shots together.
Well, the thing was, is I know what I got into. One, I couldn't figure out my drive, which hurt me. And then secondly, I was too anxious to see where the ball was going. And you got a caddy telling you and talking to you like, okay, instructing you where to go. And you're worried about, can I not only listen to him, but can I act on his advice? And, all this shit's going through your head and you're thinking, well, I got to get up there over top of the ball, address the ball. And I literally would pick my head up and miss the shot because I wanted to see where it was going. And I was so worried about the rough because the rough is the rough. I mean, the first two courses, especially the first one, that was Donegal. I think it was yeah, Donegal. Or no,
Good
Strain Hill. Strain Hill. That was a bitch because you're not only in a mountain area, but you're shooting down a lot of times on the fairway, and the fairways are like
They're
this.
tight.
Man, you need it. Oh yeah, you tight. And then when you go off of it, forget about it, man. You're in weeds. I mean, weeds, and you can't. You got to have a really good wedge to get out, and I failed to do that a lot of times, so kind of hurt me. But again, live and learn. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So it was fun. And we're back. We've had some technical difficulties. Internet again, folks. Man, this is our first truly remote situation where my brother Mick is up north and I'm here in Sussex, and we got new technology that we're all trying to get together on.
And you
So
did a
we
great
decided,
job as always producing everything. I mean,
well,
it's amazing. We started out on the phone. It got hot. I stuck in the refrigerator. Greg sent me
yeah.
the link. We're back
Stuck in
in
the
the
fridge.
kitchen. Notice
Yeah.
we celebrate the apple here. Apple
Yeah.
Day.
Oh, you got the
She's the
apple.
chocolate
You
way,
got
but
the
more
apple.
importantly, my wife of 41 years, God bless her, taught a lot of students. A lot of students in her career. God bless you,
That's
Marguerite.
right. That's
Great
right. She got
teacher.
apple
Very
apple a
just be
day
in the
from everybody.
classroom. Her mom and dad were teachers. A lot of teachers in her
Yeah.
family. She got 2
Yeah.
nieces that are, teachers, and one's involved with, autistic children and adults as well, and, it's just a great thing, man, when you get people that are really cared about educational things, teaching, training, and moving things forward in life of your ABCs, your arithmetic, all that. No BS. Then you got great students that become great citizens. Isn't that what that's about?
Oh,
It
yeah,
honestly,
absolutely is. You're
right.
passing along education and knowledge
We
and
got the
all that
apple
good
back
stuff.
there. Salute.
That's right.
Iced
Salute.
tea. I'm not drinking all that good whiskey you had out there in Ireland.
Not yet, you're not.
I'm gonna stay straight here a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
I've
beers
been
are
go
flowing.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The beers are flowing. Am I
Okay.
sounding good with
You sound great. You
all
sound
right,
great,
cool. All right, I'm just
you
gonna
know?
relax here.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's get
just
back to our
relax.
conversations. You were, I believe, talking about the with different whiskeys and that
Yeah,
you're
well, I
talking
said
about.
we had Redbreast. That was the
Red
whiskey that we were using out there, and we had the 3 different beers. We had Guinness, another one I can't remember the name, but it was almost tasted like a Guinness. It was the number 1 competitor. Began with a B, like Beermeister, I don't know what it was. And then we had Schmittix. We had a couple of Schmittix out that way, so that was all good. But again, the whiskey, the Redbreast 21. In fact, it was Frank liked it so much he went out and bought a whole bottle of it. And
Damn, man, for the hotel.
yeah, yeah, it was 250 for the bottle out
Private
there.
pours. I'm
So
telling you right now, I'm sorry this might have to happen, but all I was talking about Ireland this iced tea ain't getting it. I was out there in the heat, so I might have to go to a Mickey's.
To a
Yeah,
Mickey's, there you go.
my buddy up in the Poconos, I drank that a few years ago.
Yeah,
My brother got it for me to bust my chops because it was used to be called Mickey's Big Mouth Beer
right.
back in the '70s, and they since changed it, but it's a malt beer. It's really cool, and I love the bottle. It's green, so you know
Yeah.
what? Heck with it. I'm gonna get one.
Go get one, man.
Yeah, I get one.
So this is an official beer break. Uh, hey, folks, if you're joining us, man, we're really just getting things together here for
All this talk,
some good
all this
te
talk about beer, Ireland. My nickname is Mickey.
see, you got the wide mouth. That's
Oh
a
yeah,
Mickey's.
yeah, these are
That's a
good.
wide mouth.
I had this honor, my buddy Mike Fazio up there in the Poconos. What a great guy, great man. We get along so well. Here's
That's
to you,
good.
Michael. God
Cheers.
bless you.
Yeah. So, well, you're
All
getting
right, we
ready.
got that out of the way.
You're heading out to Seattle. You just got back from Nashville. You talk about me and my travels. I call you a Sella unknown for a reason.
Well, I was in Nashville. I was in Knoxville. I'll tell you right now, Tennessee is
Yeah.
an amazing state. I'm glad
Hmm.
I spent that much time there, not going there for partying, going there for concerts or anything like that. We were in the neighboring state, Kentucky, last year for a golf trip, so there was no golf. We played Top Golf, Ed and I did, and then we went to Pinehurst in that. But Knoxville was great, and let me tell you something, buddy. Knoxville is becoming like the fourth city that people are go. You should see the expansion that's going on. The
Yeah.
roadways, the airports, people coming into Knoxville not because they uh, they don't like America. It's because they love America and they're tired. So what I equate to Smash Bros. One real quick is that remember the days where people were always going somewhere, the Oregon, right, the Oregon Trail to the West Coast, California, the Dreamers, the Gold Miners, 49ers.
Yeah.
You know,
Go
people from
West,
West
young man.
Virginia went
Yeah.
to northern Pennsylvania. They did it to make life better from where they were at. And it just seems like, you know, people are just moving because they want a new life somewhere where people, like we talked about before, that just wants to live a good life,
Yeah.
just have a good employment, have a good community, have a good relationship with people, raise a family, do American things. You don't do that in Tennessee. I spent 12 weeks there altogether, 6 in Nashville, 6 in Knoxville. And I'll tell you something right now. I can't say enough about that great state.
Yeah.
For the
Tennessee.
people, yeah. The driving's a little chaotic because you got so many cut-through roads on the mountains and so many highways. I mean, there's just massive amounts of highways
Wherever
for
you can
such
go.
you know, and it's a big state. Tennessee's a
Yeah.
big state.
Yeah.
And so many great Americans came from there. But speaking of that, Smash Brother, I'm really looking forward to going with the family, Marguerite, on this cruise. You know, it's something to do. As far as I've never been on a cruise, you know, Marguerite has been on a cruise. They're all cruisers, so I'm a
I would
newbie
love
with all
I
this.
just wanna see you. I would love to be a fly on that trip just to see you on a cruise, bro. Because 'cause I'm like,
It's kind of, you know, like I'm
we
excited. Like you said, I'm just gonna, you know, just stay in this ship. It'll all be good. I love the boats. I love the water. I just never been on a big cruise like that, you know?
well, you won't even feel it. At least I don't think you will, because 'cause it's almost like a river cruise, right? You're not out in the ocean.
I guess. I know we go out to Puget Sound.
Well, yeah, okay. It might be a little choppy, but I don't think it's gonna be too crazy, you know?
Choppy, and then we go up, you know, I think we go into Canada, well, some of their seaways. I gotta bring
Yeah,
my passport, but,
yeah.
well, it's just a great thing to do, and it's really cool that you did something big
And
for
now
the
you're doing it.
celebration of 250, you know?
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
I can hear you very well. You're
Yeah,
coming in
and,
loud and clear.
yeah, it's good that we got it with our families. There's people are celebrating all around, and we're getting into the mix, and, I hear where we're staying at, the team's staying. Where we're at in Seattle.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, you know, they booked this hotel months ago.
See?
You know, when we knew we were flying in 4th of July, who thought that, we're all rooting for Team USA to be big time. Well, they
Sure.
are.
Right, and
They
there
got
they
the big
there
game
they
Monday
are. They're
night in
right there with you.
Seattle, and
Yeah.
SB2 and family is flying in tomorrow.
There you go. That's perfect, man. That's perfect.
It's all gonna be
Perfect.
all good. I hope to
Yeah,
meet some people. I got my country roll shirt. I heard they signed that whole shirt. I'm gonna get this whole shirt signed,
damn right.
and yeah, I'm gonna get in the mix with all that. Hell
Well,
yeah, man. Are you
I
kidding
think
me? It's
I think what
America.
the best thing I really think that when you come back from this trip, because it's a vacation cruise, like, you're hanging out with family, you're not working anywhere, you're not doing anything, I think you're
No.
gonna come back and go, "You know what? I can't wait to do this again."
I'm
I mean,
hoping. I'm
I
hoping. Well,
I know you will.
being with Ed on that open road like that, man. I mean, it was, doing that part-time gig. It's tough to see what, everybody wants us, not to get on a tangent, especially, but this is a shout out for law enforcement. They keep everybody safe, but we don't realize what they have to deal with because humans do terrible things to other humans. And the
Oh,
law
yeah, yeah,
enforcement,
yeah.
the police have to go out and do all this,
Yeah,
scanning these files, all 618,000 files over close to 2 million documents that we made digital images. You have to, I mean, like I said, they see pieces, we saw it all, and then Ed, he sees all that. He saw all those images for
yeah,
QC to make sure
yeah,
everything's perfect. Because we're not talking about little things here. And if
no,
some
no, no.
you can't give you can't give your defendant the murderer or whoever. No, you don't want to be that Tennessee ain't gonna be like no freaking waltz up there in Minneapolis or Minnesota. It ain't happening in Tennessee. Those people are diligent. There's law and order, and there's respect for individuals' rights to live in this nation
Yeah,
free from all this crime. And to be a part of that was a great honor for me. I'll be honest with you. I just, it was a great honor to be part of that scale. It was tough. I'm not going to lie. Everybody had their moments.
yeah,
And,
man.
but law enforcement, first responders, what they have to see on these crime scenes. Speaking of that, Cleon Heights had a major fire last night.
Yeah, I know, you were telling me about that. Well, I
Yeah,
didn't see it on the
five
news.
houses burned. What I heard, I've got
5?
no injury.
5 houses?
Five houses went down. That's
Wow.
what I heard. That's what the news had. Five
What
houses
what
on the
block?
Merrill Avenue side, coming in from that traffic light. I believe that it was on the left-hand side from what I could tell from
Okay,
memory,
alright.
and,
The one that
so
faces
I'm hoping
the
all them
back
people
faces Canby Park.
Kennedy Park West, correct.
Yeah, west, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it was that side. I don't
Wow.
know. It was a 1500 block, but they firemen had to get out there and all that heat and everything and deal with those blazes. So while we have 4th of July and all these great celebrations, there's going to be men and women in this nation that are still have to do their jobs. And
Yeah, well,
they need a lot of gratitude, and they need a lot of appreciation from the public. And Pat, my neighbor, is probably the closest law enforcement friend I have that with the MTF or and things like that. Naturally, my other family members are in other different things, and I called him. I said, Pat, I got just a new profound respect for what law enforcement because he was a county police officer before what they deal with. And there's a lot of things that go on in that world because of all their stresses that they see and deal with day in and day out. The public, why do you gotta be so mean to each other? Well, this all starts with hate. If you don't hate anybody, you don't kill anybody. You don't rape them. You don't hurt them. You don't knock
yeah,
them in the head. You don't rob them. You don't do heinous crimes. And then when you have a society that's soft on that, they know they're going to get a walk, they go higher, right? I don't believe in gateway drugs, but I believe in gateway crime. If you start committing crimes and you're getting away with it, and you know you're going to walk in and see somebody and they're going to bang a gavel and out you go and pay a fine,
you're gonna keep doing it.
you just robbed somebody with a physical force. You didn't hurt 'em, but you robbed them. That's going to lead to something else. It's going to lead to because it's deviant behavior to hurt another human being.
Sure is,
And
sure is.
and thank God there's law enforcement out there. And we just got to give them a special shout out for Smash Brothers, show them some love, and give them special recognition.
Well, they deserve it. I mean, it's what the country
Tremendous.
we started off being independent, and we had to have a militia to keep us independent so that
That's right.
nobody would come in to take our freedoms away, and that's what the armed forces are all about. That's what our police and EMTs are all the people that have to put their lives on the line to keep us independent, to keep us free as we are. And,
Absolutely.
you know
Absolutely. That's well said, Smash Brother, and
it's
it's
one
well said, and we know the importance of it, you know?
right. And
You're
I'll
implement
tell you though, going over, I think it's good for all of us to make it a point to try to go to another country and see how they live and what they have to do. And you come back here with a whole different level of appreciation. And,
Hell yeah.
I mean, I made some points on some personal posts about what it's like to be over in Ireland, and they're great people. They're warm, friendly. They've got, freedoms like we do, but not quite like we do. And there's more regulations and there's BS they got to go through. I mean, I made it a point to get up in the morning and I go down in the breakfast area and I'd have my breakfast. I'd start off a cup of coffee like I normally do. But you know what? I didn't get online. I read the newspaper. I took a local newspaper and I read all the way
Sure.
through, and I could tell you that I took some pictures of some of the stories. It's all relative. The same shit that goes over there can go over here. It's just that
Right.
it's just slightly different because they have a different level of government that they gotta go through. Stuff that would never really be a big story in our way, yet it is over there. And their attitudes, I feel, and what I sense was they kind of they know they're restricted, so therefore they don't try. There's no ingenuity, there's no inspiration to do something. And all these
It's
influencers,
stifled. Things are stifled, I
it's
guess.
stifled. You're absolutely good point. Good set of words right there, bro. They come over like these influencers for the World Cup. They've come over and they're doing their thing but they truly are being introduced to what America is, and they're highlighting everything. And if you're watching them, all of a sudden it hits you like, you know what? We do got a lot of good things. We got more good things in this country than anywhere else in the world. I don't care who
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
I don't care.
We've been saying that for years,
Yeah,
entire lifetime. How about the parties we had down my mom and dad's basement? I mean, you
yeah.
had spectacular parties. We had parties before the dances at the ping pong table, drinking, just doing good things, kid stuff back in our day.
Yeah,
And son, God bless America, banging on the air ducts.
it's
Now think
true.
about that. That's from our heritage, from carrying on as teenagers. We're seeing God bless America proudly. We always loved law enforcement. We never got in trouble, never gave cops trouble, never get always showed
No,
respect for military. Nobody had this inner, like, say that defund the cop. I mean, Mr. Scott, he was the captain of Wilmington Police Department. He lived right down Cleon
right down the
Heights,
road.
right down the road on Clean Street. I
John
mean,
Forrester. John Forrester,
John Forrester.
active state police. He's our football, baseball coach. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and all
it's,
these people.
the guys like we grew up with, but like I said, we weren't mean. We were just doing kid stuff, but we always had country in mind,
Well, we
respect
have
in mind. I think it was our
respect.
education from St. Elizabeth, but most of all in our parents' household.
Yeah, a lot of it grew from I'm gonna go a little bit further with this because it just wasn't focused on, the people we knew, but it was the whole attitude that we had that said we're free. We're free to
Yeah,
go drink on the beach. And even though
yeah.
that's it's not allowed now, but we did it, or we're
The
free to go
bonfires, the
skiing.
overnight burying the keg with the bonfire on the beach. Why can't kids do look, seriously, you don't hurt anybody. It's an American
No,
thing to do. They
no.
got all these restrictions. I mean, I woke up on the inlet, a few nights, bit up with mosquitoes and bugs,
Yeah.
sand fleas, jump in the ocean, get your like I said, it's the freedoms that we experience just being with our just free of just living free. Waking up
That's
on
it,
the
living
beach,
free.
jumping in the ocean to get
Yeah.
cleaned up, laying down Wildwood, waking up after getting burnt like a lobster in a pot. We went to Valero's.
Hilarious.
roast beef sandwiches and 25-cent draft
Well,
beer.
it's see, the thing is it's we have that right. We have that sense of freedom where they don't have that in other countries. They're always questioning whether or not they can do something. And, that's where we differ because we don't really question it. We do it first and then ask questions. They'll ask questions. And in fact, one of the influencers or whatever, I don't even know. They come across my stream and I say, one of them was gone. Big guy. I think his name's James or something like that. But anyway, he's a huge dude, and him and his wife come over for the cup, and they've toured the states for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. So he made a point. He goes, one of the things I love about America, he goes, I just went tubing for the first time. I went down some rapids,
Isn't
right?
that
Like
cool?
gone down to Brandywine, similar to that. And, he said, here in America, they just do it. They grab a tube and they go to an area where you can do it at, and they get in and go. He goes, little kids, little everybody was there. And so in England, he goes, if this was in the UK, there would be 10 lifeguards on each side of the river, and you would have to fill out 10 forms, and it would all be regulated. Like you couldn't go at this time of day and couldn't go at that kind of weather. Because in America, you just go and do it. He goes, you guys are crazy, but I love you.
Well, in so many ways, this freedom of expression has got turned around like freedom of anti-America, well, just be, just one time, you know, fall in love with something that the beauty of America brings to you. I mean, what's wrong? You got something going on?
No, my smashette was asking me, did I water the flowers yet outside, and I haven't
God
done that.
bless her. Hey, they got beautiful lawn and gardens going on. We
I
got
know,
it out
man. I'll
here.
tell you,
We
I
got it.
got my duties.
That's right. Well, you know what? Thank God, Michael, Rachel, they live. When we go travel, they take care of the plants and everything. I'm so
Yeah,
happy. They're going down the beach together. You
it's
know,
good.
it's just amazing when we sit back and you think about the American spirit, the dream. We follow the passions of our lives. I mean, like I said, it was did I want to aspire to be a multi-million? Not really. Do I want to work on a railroad like my dad? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just American spirit, working for a nation's railroad. I think back about my career and on the railroad and the Great American Journey. When we did the 40th anniversary train of Amtrak, it's in I think it's somewhere in a track museum. I know it's all still together, but they celebrated 40-year anniversary, and it was just so cool to see the historical counts of passenger railroad under Amtrak. What's so cool about the 250th anniversary, everybody's talking about railroads, and they're all talking about the steam engine days, the tracks being laid. You're seeing pictures of the Transcontinental Railroad
Yeah.
when the spikes got joined up, the rail got coupled up, and the spikes got nailed down. I mean, if that doesn't get your blood boiling about all the greatness that had to happen to do that, all the fatalities, all the injuries, all the hard work to bust through those mountains, to join both sides of this
Mhm.
continent together. I mean, we have other routes these day and age and stuff, but that was monumental. It started with the railroads, and that brought passenger service. That brought
Yeah.
different cultures, different ways to move things, especially coal. So, it was the freight and the passenger railroad. It's just so good to see this all being in count of the 250 celebration. It warms my heart. You've been an entrepreneur. My son being an entrepreneur. Your son in the business. Your son-in-law. It's got to be a great feeling. You're out there living an American dream of free enterprise and entrepreneurship that gives you so many freedoms because you are providing a service to the public, and
Yeah.
the public comes with it. It was fun. I thought about you last night because I know you like Greg Gutfeld. I love him too. He's funny. He had a great
Right.
five show yesterday when they were on
He
the
did. I
mall.
saw it.
Did
Yeah.
you? It was great.
Yeah.
Asking Ben Simon,
He
he got a
was
little. Got
He
a
was
little
sweating.
personal, but hey, what the hell? I would say the same thing. Did you do
Yeah.
this? Did you do that? It was a ladies' man. What are you gonna do? That's was the air. So, anyways, but it was so cool. But last night, his monologue was coming in with trust. In God we trust in America. Things are based on trust and a handshake. I mean, think about that. We put paperwork together and documentation. We get lawyers involved, but we start out with a trust of a common bond for each other,
Mhm.
living in a community, living in a state, in a county. And that was really good in showing trust. And you have to trust in the things to be done right and accountability of oneself performing in no matter what you're doing in transportation, whether it's automobile, rail, air, ships, boats, whatever. You're moving massive amount of people for good times, entertainment, business, work, whatever, but you got their lives in your hands. That's huge. So Buckley's Auto Care, you've always been saying that since I've known you. You just have safety built into your product line and you're
Yeah,
always
you got
promoting
to.
safety in your shows when you had your
Sure.
radio show, WDL, Drive Safe, Drive
Drive
Smart.
smart. Yeah.
Right. You promote things that are very important to the transportation with the automobile industry.
Well,
And,
so do you with the
y
railroad, being on the railroad. Anytime you have to you have
huge.
people that rely on your skills to make sure that they arrive safely, not just them, but their family members, whatever case might be. Hey, man, if that railroad don't run, passengers don't get to their destinations, they miss their appointments, or foods and grains and supplies don't get to where they need to go,
Yeah,
so transportation
it's
is
huge.
it's huge,
It's
and I
huge.
think those of us that are involved with it, there's a level, or I should say, there's a pride that we share. We don't boast about it, but we know who we are. We know that
Absolutely.
it's on us to get people from A to B or get goods and services from A to B. We
Damn
know that.
right, man, and to have the consciousness of that is and, that's what I said, man, I don't know, Greg, I just think back, when we're doing this, this SmashCast here and reflecting on our nation, and we're both pumped up. Oh, we text each other this morning, "Let's do
Yeah,
something," get
let's
into
do
the mix
something,
of talking
right?
about the greatness of America, the abilities to do things, the liberties, the freedoms that you can do your things that you want to do, and you can get
Yeah,
into the free markets. You can invest, you can do digital, you can do everything.
yeah,
You got so many opportunities, and you got to understand that it just doesn't happen by because somebody says you're America, you get this. Here it is.
right,
We
right.
earned it.
You
We
gotta earn it.
made our salt. We did great
Yeah,
things with great people.
yeah.
And we have a president that wants to celebrate it, like, amazing. I think there's 7 hours of flyovers in Washington, DC. Imagine that.
Something like that today, yeah.
We got so charged up when you get to fly by at the Eagles game, remember? Or a football game or helicopters or whatever goes on. You're gonna have 7 hours of it. I mean, I cut out here. What happened?
I
Whatever.
got you, I
Yeah,
got you.
thanks.
There
So
you
you're
go.
getting 7 hours. I mean, that's greatness right there. Where you getting 7 hours of anything?
I
And
know.
we're gonna have all our stuff on display, all our aircrafts, the ships going up to New York Harbor. They got a whole parade tomorrow with the tall ships from all over the world. Everybody wants to get in the mix of America, what America means. Why can't people, as we're so positive, why can't people just put down their just try something American on this 4th of July weekend? I mean, we got all these nations coming in here and I'm trying to make it what we're not about, flying a
I know,
small
I
flag
know.
in these Capitol
Yeah,
buildings. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. How can that
What
happen?
I
First
don't
of all, you
I
can't have any flag higher than the American flag, and they're flying as their first flag.
look,
Are
you know
you
what?
kidding me?
I know, I know.
It's not because I don't like Somalia people. Has nothing to do with that. I already know. I don't want to
Right.
know. Anyways, but I don't know. But you want to come to this country and fly their flag and have a big day about it when you got the 4th of July? You're out of tune, baby. They're out of tune.
Yeah,
And
they
not
are.
only they're out of tune, they're bringing detrimental to this nation. But the one good thing that they're doing, and I really believe this, they're making people that love this country, maybe a little bit, maybe
Tell
something,
me.
but some feeling they're uniting us like never before.
Yeah, true that.
People like you, common folk people that want to live just like you said, without restrictions, love your jobs, your country, what we do, a vocational work to make money for your families. And you can determine whatever you just want to do, not somebody dictating it to you. So that little plug out there, look, I ain't got nothing against Somalia, but I do have something against that flag being raised over a Capitol building and it's all American flag. That's un-American. Tim Walz up there, and he did something un-American. He's a horrible human being. I don't
Well,
understand why these people just don't. If they want all this, why don't they go to lands where you can do your dirty deeds? You can fly any flag you want in the country of that land. You ain't see no
well,
American flag over there.
no, no,
They'll kill you.
here's my belief is that America is the easiest way out. It's the easiest way out from not having to deal with their problems back home. Because if we kept everybody home in their homelands, let them figure out what their problems are. It's just like I had you know, for a few days or a few weeks or something, an old acquaintance of mine was arguing with me about, the political system and not being fair. And, he was originally from New York, a community college guy. And I known him from past situations. He was from San Francisco and he had his own little small business, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he packed things up and went to Spain. Now he's the biggest complainer while being over in Spain. And I'm like, how do you armchair from Spain and especially you didn't you left the country because you were pissed at it? Like, WTF,
I,
man. Like, why
it's
stick
why?
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 I want
Oh,
to
it's this
know.
it's
Smash
that
Ball, what we need to do is we need maybe the next show or when we're together, just get people in because I admire this Will Kane. You know, he gets people in from all wants understand this. I want to know. I got to know
yeah, me too.
what many people. I like to know. I like to have a dialogue, a conversation of this whatever this twist, this bump, whatever something's in your mind about this country that you think that it's not meeting your you don't meet the country doesn't meet your demands.
Right.
You're in a country where you can slice out your little pie, your little space, your little earth, your little whatever you want to call it, oasis, paradise.
Give me the famous quote from the youngest president from 1963 who was assassinated. What was his quote?
You
"Ask
know
not
what
what
it
you
is?
can do."
Do not ask what your country could do for you. Ask what you could do for your country.
Bingo.
And I had
Bingo.
my coffee out of his cup I got at the museum on my 65th birthday. Because guess what? It's all the earning. It's all doing something. It's all betterment. Like you said,
Yeah.
people coming over from this land for the World Cup, they're saying America's not like what we talked about or heard
No.
about. Now, if you
No.
go to New York and you listen to some of those leaders, then they
We're
might be able to, but they went to the West. They're in areas where this kind of ideology doesn't even want to exist in any type of law of the
yeah.
land, let
Yeah.
alone, you're in some areas that is okay, deemed this and that, but people aren't that way, right?
No. No.
People aren't that way.
Well, you
So,
made a good point. You made a good point on the last show is that if and this is true, if you were to leave this area, the DC or the New York area, right, and go
right?
inbound, what did you experience? Good, wholesome people
Uh,
wanting to do good things, friendly. You come
Just
out here and
friendly,
you
but
got you're
right.
right.
Just
You got
want
the
to
elitist.
live in land that they can raise their children, have Christian values, have a life. And you
Yeah.
can have you can have the same thing, whatever values you have. You just can't infringe on your neighbor because it's written into our laws of freedom, right? We each have everybody has to pursue the right to happiness. But
Yeah.
why
Oh
can't
yeah.
people understand that and respect that? And they think that this ideology it's catching fire. And folks like you and I, other voices out there, we have to stand strong voice and keep showing or talking about great things of America, entrepreneurship, sportsmanship, challenges, education. higher education, work ethic, being a good human being to other human beings,
Yeah.
understanding there's a bigger picture than us here on earth.
Well, I think it's a good
We're the
idea that
last
we
voice for that, brother. We're the last.
Yeah,
It's sad to say, if the Lord keeps us here more years, we're it. You
yeah,
understand? We're the last voice
yeah.
of the greatest generation that passed things down to us. These people don't even want to hear about World
No,
War
no,
II. They don't even want to hear
no,
about
they
it. They don't even
don't.
believe it, let alone hear about it. They don't even want to
Right.
believe it. It's so dis
Well, it's the first the East Coast is the most I think it's the most where most, immigrants land from
Yeah.
the South American countries. They don't come up I mean, you got the Mexican border, that has been, been cleaned up, taken care of. It's now not open borders, but the East Coast still is. And, they come in through there. And I made a point to when I was talking with Greg, the caddy Greg, having conversations, and it's a matter of, listen, you know what? None of us mind a person coming into the country wanting to make better for themselves, but come in legally, abide by the rules, love the country that you're taking in, and pitch in.
Well, see,
Pay,
that's all
pay your
part of the
pay your
mantra when you
share.
go like my family came in through Ellis Island. They came over on, the boat
Yeah, yeah,
and went to Ellis Island. They had their paperwork. They were registered on a
right,
boat that would open immigration,
yeah,
and they had to agree to certain things. And then you agree and you sign your name on that. And then
right,
you earn your citizenship, right?
yeah.
And you become citizens in this land through immigration, and you have a great life. And people did that in droves of all nationalities and countries. Now they just think you have open borders because we want votes. We want,
That's what it is. My votes.
power. We want greed. We want to have more control over your life. They're coming to this country to have freedoms. They're the
But
running into a
that,
group of
that's what
people
that's
that
what
want to
I don't
control you,
understand.
just
Yeah,
like you own your own country, and they
it's
want
what
that
I
to be
don't
the flavor
understand.
of the day.
Right.
And guys like us, women out there, people, put it this way, just people want everyday good living, what America is. I mean, could you imagine being a child growing up in this day and age if really let them go? Like, it's so good to hear that people are limiting their TV time, they're limiting their computer time, or excuse me, social media time. They're limiting because there's predators out there that are trying to do this, do that. Not only that, then you get in the influencers in you, and then they're trying to do this. Then you get these whatever hijackers that want to do everything. Shut it down. Don't let them in your lives. You don't have to let them in your lives. Just shut it down.
Well, I think that the
You know,
influence.
did our parents have anything to do in our childhood? Be honest.
Mm, what did they have anything to do? They just
In
tried
our
to get that.
childhood playtime behaviors.
No,
What did he tell
hang
us
on,
to do?
go
Don't
outside.
accept candy from strangers.
Yeah,
Don't go past the
right.
railroad tracks. Be home for dinner.
Be home for dinner.
That was our
Yeah,
rule.
yeah.
And
That's
then
pretty
we
much
went
it.
out and we did whatever, ride our stingrays, played baseball, played basketball for hours, football, tackle this, fights, whatever, we did it. Our
Yeah.
parents weren't in our lives. They weren't in my life, put it that way. I
No,
mean,
no, I
I
get it.
did
I get
things
it.
with my
Yeah, they
parents,
weren't.
went to the beach, did family parties and everything. But they didn't have to protect me because they were worried. They told us the rules. And plus, we had 100 kids around us
Yeah,
playing, all with
sure.
the same mutual interest, all
Yep.
with the same, like, who could win in something. We learned so much things through our common denominator, through sports, through parties, through dances, through everything, that, you know, it was a good education besides education you got from your school and your family life.
Well, we
We
still carry
had
it.
our own police network. We kept
Yeah,
things in bounds,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
We did. I mean,
True.
we did.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
yeah.
cool. We got cigars, remember, from Fontana's, 25 cents, Garcia Vegas. We thought we were big stuff, smoking a cigar before a football game. Friday night. We played Saturday or Sunday.
Friday Night Football, Friday night pregame.
Pregame. Yeah, we got cigars. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like cool. We smoked a cigar. I mean, we didn't go, we got a cooler, got a cigar and hung out and we were going to go be on the field, man. I mean, I'll tell you something right now, buddy. We are so blessed. And guess what? The common factor is we just think that, oh, this guy has this and I got to have that. Or, we made do what we had and we never knew we had nothing less. And that's friendship, man. That was,
Yeah.
you know,
We
uh, and you need that through life, man, because life is hard. I can't imagine going through life not knowing that I knew John Boyer, our scoutmaster.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
I mean, just a natural born leader, strange in some ways, but his madness was an edge that you saw that it gives you the edge, and
He was he
he
was
had an
he
edge.
was
He was,
he's
and it
he's so
instilled in
nuts.
us like
He's
you won't be
nuts.
defeated.
He
Get out of
that
that
guy
get on that bulge, get on that monkey bulge, and go swing over that ravine and knock that other guy down that ravine. He'll go win it.
he was crazy. He's
He
like
was wild. But the thing, that like I said, and like my dad always said, he said, Mr. Boyer, you made boys into men
yeah,
in your scout troop.
yeah,
And my
yeah,
dad was
yeah.
all about that. He was in CC camp, World War II, traveled this world, and he learned it quick. We learned it quick. And nowadays, if you did anything right, the poor fellow be in jail.
He
Yeah.
would be.
I mean, anybody,
Well, that's
coach
what he's
gets
coming
into your
to.
grill, they want to put
Yeah,
them on Facebook and
I
make them the
know.
worst human being in
In the world.
America. What
Yeah.
gives you that right to do that?
That's the stuff. That's the stuff that worries me because these idiots that are voting for these people, Colorado, look what they just voted in,
Dear God.
and then New York, they're certified wackos. They are wackos, and you have nothing but wackos. I'm not here to insult anybody, but you can't tell me that you're behind their positions of no police, open borders, and all of the other stuff that totally takes the fabric away from all of America. And
Look
the
what Tim Walz did. He pardoned a convicted rapist, a 10-year-old. He confessed. He got
oh
pardoned
yeah,
because he said in the
Walsh,
country, I
yeah,
mean, I can't conceive of this. How can you're living in America? You violated a child. You don't get Oakley College, whatever. You're in America. How
yeah.
does he get away? Why can't what happened to this girl have civil liberties, federal rights? Why can't the federal government get Judge Spring on that? Get her on that. But I mean, how can this guy go free?
It,
You don't get to 100.
reading about that, he's claiming that it was normal for
Certainly,
him.
yeah, yeah.
And that like
We
what? That
know
nothing.
we
There's
know
nothing.
everything.
Yeah, there's nothing normal.
That's due that somebody's got to step up to that plate in that
And they're
state.
not. This is what.
Somebody's got to
This is
step
what.
up. The
Here's
Fed,
another point.
the
Here's another
AG.
point.
Somebody's got to step up and say, "You're wrong, man. You're wrong, Governor. You can't do this to
But they
a
won't.
child."
But they won't. They won't do it. Same. Let me. All the Democrats out there. Have you heard anything from Schumer? No, there's nothing from Schumer, right? You have
Nah,
you
nah.
have a
He's
totally anti.
he's such a weak guy. I mean, if anybody would say about what they're saying about his people, country in America, and
Yeah,
them Jews having to go through all this again in this great nation because of this hatred that they're spawning, somebody's got to step up there because they
yeah,
don't. No one deserves this.
no,
Like I said, if they got a right to passage right now, a right to passage in their minds that they can do this and get away with it. Well, if this was happening in FDR, he was a big Democrat. There ain't no doubt in my mind. If they were doing this, right, wrong, or different, he'd put them all on up in a mountain somewhere till they figure out what was going on.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you protest against that strongly against something, you're ready to do something diabolical, right? You look at the levels of different things. If you're willing to go out there and stop Jewish students that are paying money to go to a class because you don't want them in that classroom and that institution backs them up, and then you got a public, mad public out there backing them up, that's not America.
No,
That's
that's
not
a cr
America, that they're
that's
turning this land into something that's not America. They have a
yeah,
right to go to that school just like a Palestinian student, just like an American student, just like a foreign student. But
yeah,
these universities are so woke and they hate so much that they blame the Jews for everything. What do they do? They work and they make money. They dictate things. They do this, they do
yeah,
that. You
no,
can
you
support a
know,
genocide of October 7th with people coming in with vans and trucks and killing mass murders and things like that. Well, it goes to show you. The man just pardoned a rapist, a convicted, and he confessed rapist. So he
yeah,
did it. He said he did it. So if a
yep.
sitting governor can do that in America, think about that. Think about that for 1 moment. A
I
sitting
think I
governor.
think about him being vice president, and I'm thinking, "My god, thank goodness that didn't happen," you
Well,
know?
it could have.
It
If
could
a
have.
police officer didn't rush that shot from that sniper up on that roof, but it was Jesus, it was the Lord that saved Donald Trump. Nobody's gonna tell me any different. Because God wants us to be free and great for the greatness of the Creator, for the
Yep.
greatness of this land, for people. He kept him alive. There's not a doubt in my mind. He ain't gonna be God. Why don't they understand that?
You're not gonna
I
be
don't
God,
understand
right?
it. Look, if Donald J. President Trump is doing the right thing right now for his nation, and I'm telling you right now, these people want to come out with the records, the financial, this, that, and the other. You know, if they win the House, they're going to tie up this nation for 2 years on
Oh,
Donald
yeah,
J. Trump.
without a doubt.
And
Yeah.
and and they did it before, and he showed up everywhere because he's a law-abiding great American citizen besides a great president. He's a law-abiding citizen. Some attorney general that whack job down there in Fulton County Prison, Georgia, got him down there, and he took his mugshot, and guess what? Became the world's famous mugshot. Beat them all.
It did, just like that, I know. It was a
It
total
was all
PR stunt, and that
it was
judge is
real.
probably going, "Should never done that. Should never have done that."
And then come to find out they were making deals, put the poor man in jail,
Oh, yeah.
take away everything what they're trying to do. And if you don't see yourself in this part of America, and you can't see yourself that somebody who's just doing something so good, and then there's a whole band of people that physically, mentally, and financially want to take him out, that is sickening. And that's what makes him a great American
Yeah, I
because
mean,
he
people love to
symbolizes
hate.
he
People love to
symbolizes
hate.
what you have to have in the backbone to beat these people because they're for real. They're for real,
I
these
don't
people.
understand it. I don't understand
I
why
don't
people
understand
don't
it either.
call him
We
out. I
gotta
mean,
find out. We gotta find out
yeah, we gotta
what
find
makes
out
these
what the
people hate.
reason is.
What makes these people hate so bad?
Yeah. 'Cause the reason is I can't figure out a reason that these people would not only really showcase their hate so much, but that they would want such a radical change, and yet they're so stupid because they don't know history. And they don't know what
They
they're all
want to
saying,
erase it.
"Oh, well, socialism can work." Well, why hasn't it worked elsewhere? Oh, they didn't know what they were doing. The fuck you mean they didn't know? They try and people are so gullible to believe
I,
that in any
I,
political system, there isn't going to be graft, there isn't going to be thievery, there isn't going to be anything subversive that is going to result in the rich getting or the oligarchs that they say that they worry about, and the poor people are still going to stay poor. It doesn't happen. I mean, Russia is a total communist situation, and do the people are all the people rich? No, they live in apartments and
they're
homes.
stifled. They're stifled in
Life,
their thinking. They're
right,
stifled in their creativity. That's
right.
why they haven't
Their heat,
advanced
their heat
their
is
country.
regulated. You're right. Their heat's regulated. Their foods are regulated. Everything's regulated by the
Everything.
government. And they were like, what? I mean,
In our
they
nation, we
don't,
regulate poisons. We regulate clean water. We
yeah,
regulate the air. We regulate the skies, the laws. for people to travel, breathe, drink safely. We
Right.
don't regulate their lives. See,
Right,
this
and
is
this
what
is
they
where
don't
they're
understand.
heading.
Regulations are important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't get away from them, but they're there for the safety of people so they can conduct good lives. They're not there saying, you have to stay here and you put your heat there or you put your air conditioning there and you'll do something what I'll tell you to do.
Or
In America,
you
we
gotta
say
give
we'd
me
rather be dead than red, and
right.
guess what? It is the truth. And this state of where we're in right now, the goodness of the 4th of July, I'm hoping it brings this brotherhood and sisterhood
I'm
back
hoping.
together, and the power of this great land will convince weak-minded people that have been bought into this, like you said, gullible. Reverend Jones, that story's still fresh. It was in the 80s, I guess, late 70s. I don't know, 60-year-old story, maybe 50-year-old story, but people of means turned it over to somebody they believed that was giving them a great land and everything. And they went to another part of this world and they all died.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
man.
it doesn't go away. Now it's just in droves of people.
Well, speaking
It's
about
a
going away,
magnitude of people that are being misled, misguided, and it's so sad that there's people that want to do that to others. So when we talk about the golf, we talk about family, we talk about barbecues, we talk about business, we talk about making money, we talk about freedoms, we talk these people are talking about the opposite. And now they want to take what you've done in a capitalistic society and erase it, just
oh,
like
yeah.
history.
Oh, yeah.
They want to
Oh,
erase history. They want
if
to
you
erase
own
Buckley Obamacare.
yeah. Well, hey, look, if you own property, it's not yours. We're gonna take it from you. Or,
Yeah,
hey, yeah, we want 70% of your profits, and you can have the rest.
yeah,
Or you can't give to that charity. We'll give it you give us your money and we'll give it back to that charity. Oh, it's
right.
gonna be about 35 to 40% less than what you would have given them, but you give us all of this and we're gonna give a little bit back to them. And that's exactly what they're all asking for because they can't get the fuck out of their own way in their own lives. And that is
It's they don't have a life, but to try to control someone else's life,
yeah,
or
that's
they
it.
think they have the answers for somebody to live to
Yeah,
elevate their lives by saying, "Oh, you got free electric. You can ride a bus free." I learned as a single digit
yeah,
person, you make your own money. You make your own salt. You get jobs. Make a profession, open a business, get into the mix. But one thing's for sure, you don't get anything free. You earn it. And if
there's no
somebody
free
wants to give
lunch.
you something free, you walk away.
Right.
Because you know what?
But
That's why we're that way. They're going to do this free. They're going to do that. You can keep all your BS. I don't need your free shit.
right.
All right. I don't eat potatoes every night. I don't give a shit. But them potatoes are going to taste good and they'll be
Yeah.
different, prepared
Yep.
every freaking night.
Yep.
Because
So
I want to live. I want my family to live. And I want people to be in America that can do great things for this great land, but primarily to have a good community where people thrive. People are one another. And that Scuffle message was last night. It was awesome, man. That
mhm.
Scuffle man, he's a
I do like
he
Gutfeld,
has
yeah.
a way about himself, and he gets the folks that are on his show and everything to
No, no.
build that chemistry, and they get really good points across in a humorous way.
Yeah, they do.
And and
They
he
do.
has that savviness that I admire, but
Yeah.
the thing of it is there's so much truth what he says in his monologues and his way of thinking and the ideology that we have people, and you better be in tune with it, that wants to take away your civil liberties.
Yeah,
We
they
did it
do.
one time during COVID. I mean,
Right.
it was horrible
Yeah.
because Americans are good, and they saw people die, and they saw their country, and they wanted to do good. But
Yeah.
the people that were doing it didn't do good. They
Well,
filled the pockets. They lied behind the scenes. God will take care of them. We ain't got to worry about this on earth. We ain't got to worry about this. They got away with it all. But they're going to have to meet the Lord. The Lord ain't going to let them go. Are you kidding me? Not a shot.
they're gonna get
Not
him.
a shot. Because they
What's that
did
song?
it to the hurt
Johnny
of God's
Cash.
children.
Johnny Cash has that song, "God Gonna Cut You Down."
Oh, yeah.
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 Mm,
I love that.
mm,
You
um,
trained it. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Gotta cut
That's what
you
I was
down.
saying, man. You gotta treat God's children. I'm not saying you gotta give everything away, but guess what? You ain't gonna hurt God's children
Right.
like they hurt to fill
Right.
their pockets.
Yeah,
They
true
did
that.
that to what? Have a bigger house? To say they got country club estates? To say that they have this, that? What are they doing? What was their motive?
I don't know. Right. It
I wanna get to
definitely.
the root cause of
Well,
why
we'll have to
people.
find some. If there's anybody listening that can forward us a guest, we'll have them on.
Let's
And
find out these people perspectives. Why do people think that America is not working for them? Why
yeah,
do they think that
why isn't it working for them? Yeah.
what's not working for you? Why do
Right.
people want to go to socialism? Why
Right.
do people want communism? Why do you think you can form another government when it's illegal? I still think all this needs to be challenged in a court of law.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm
Well, if
not
you're
a
forming
lawyer,
another
but
government, you're not going to abide by. Look, case in point.
they
We don't have
hijacked the point. It's
we
all
don't have time. We don't have time to get into it. But case in
okay.
point,
Okay.
you know what's
What?
going on with the Catholic Church right now, right?
What? With the
Okay,
Pope coming?
huge
Or
division, right? So
too lenient?
the Saint, the Society of Pius X is a sect within it's a sect within the Catholic Church, and they believe in pre-Vatican II doctrine. So they're holding all their masses
Latin.
in Latin. They're abiding by
Back
the
to the people.
Oh, right. Vatican I rules, all that stuff. And the Pope Leo just excommunicated all of them, all the new bishops that they just brought in and all that. So it's a big row going on with this. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Someone's trying to form a new government within the confines of the old one, and they're clashing. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of friction going on. But let's
Well, the
go.
Pope in
Let's go.
control, he made decisions. Yeah, I thank you for enlightening me with that.
Oh yeah, get into
I
that.
didn't know
Get into
about all
that.
that.
Yeah.
Like you said, Smash Brother, we're very fortunate. We play golf. We have good friends. We have beautiful families,
And it's the best country in the world to live in,
and we're
bar none,
appreciative of our nation. We're
bar
appreciative
none.
of our education. We're appreciative of what our parents gave us. And not just physical things, just the knowledge how to be a good American steward.
Yeah.
How Mondays was the only time my father at our Monday family dinner he would talk about World War II and the TC camps, and those stories have just intrigued me. And it was just nice to hear these things at the dinner table. Just to know that they went away. The conservation projects because stimulation with the males in this nation was stagnant because of the depression and so Roosevelt did conservation projects all over this land, and we have one in Georgetown, Delaware, and they made love out of the beaches. Mindset then, why am I going to buy a lot of sand nowadays? That sand's worth gazillions.
Bazillions. Big
Well,
time.
we talked up an hour. We did a
Oh, yeah.
great show. We're proud Americans. Look at you. You got Ireland all in you,
Got
looking
red, white,
great.
blue on.
You got your little your shirt on and
I'm
great
almost
colors.
your color, brother. I'm almost as brown as you sometimes. No, I won't go there. All that is
Yeah,
the look at
it's
that. Look
interesting.
at that.
It really is, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm Mediterranean, dark.
You're
I love it.
Mediterranean.
A lot of people
Right.
think I'm, Puerto Rican black. I don't care, man. I'm dark skinned. I love being dark. I
I gotta
love it.
start
It's a good
I gotta
color,
start drinking more
but
olive
I don't
oil.
want to do, you know what I mean? So I had that problem when I was in Italy
Yeah.
because my family's from the South. I was in the North, and they looked down on people with dark skin. That's why I don't. People are people. It's not the skin. It's not this, that.
Right. It's
It's
people.
not that.
You're
That's
right.
not what America is.
Good perspective, brother.
We're
Good
we're we're
perspective, as always.
we are good Americans that are trying to help out people. Just to be a good American, you live a life and don't hate.
Don't
That's
hate.
all. Don't
Yeah.
hate.
So all right. Well, you're off to Seattle tonight, right?
Tomorrow morning,
Tomorrow
yep,
morning.
yeah, your godson's taking us to the airport. We'll get there bright and early. You know me, I'll be there 3 hours. I want to be at the airport waiting, drinking coffee versus helter skelter.
Don't drink too much. You'll be too nervous on the plane. It's a
I'll
long
be all
plane
right.
ride.
Yeah,
Long plane ride, brother.
I've been flying. I'll be honest with you. For a guy that didn't want to fly,
Yeah, you've been flying a lot.
it's either we're going to be on a plane, train, automobile, and boat.
John Candy
the
with
next
you.
18 days. 36 hours train ride after getting off a shift for 8 days.
Man, it's
We're
gonna
going
be
to test
great.
our boundaries, buddy.
That's
Glad and
good,
I are
man.
going to test it.
You need to stretch, bro. You need to stretch a little
I
bit.
can't wait.
Nothing wrong with
We
it.
got barbecues lined up.
Yeah.
Mark's my nephew Mark's favorite
I
place, Lucille's Barbecue. We got Joe, Ed's son, and his wife coming over Thursday,
Nice.
July. I think it's the 16th.
Mhm.
That Thursday, we fly out Saturday the 18th. Come back, and then I got. I'm hoping you get up to the Poconos, bro.
Hey, man,
Get up to the mountain cave,
I'm
baby.
trying to clear my schedules out.
Get up to the mountain cave. The SmashBrothers will do one right there in the newly refinished room.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I got a vision of that.
All right, brother. All right. We're gonna close her down. We'll get out here. Plants to water, I guess, and clean up.
Nice water. Now you going over to the pool for 4th of
No, I'm down
July?
here in Millsboro. I'm down here till tomorrow morning.
You're down, and then you're going back.
Then I'm going back up to Wilmington.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're going to be back up there with Michelle and then everybody getting together
Oh,
for a
yeah,
little pool party.
yeah, I got the granddaughter and the kids coming over. Got a little cookout. Yeah,
We're going to have a cookout at your
we'll
house.
be
I
doing that
got you.
tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday we're at Longwood with some friends. We got dinner, a little walk around. Yeah, and then it's back to the grind on Monday.
See,
So,
you got
yeah.
good things going, and there's no doubt if I wasn't on this trip, we'd be in my backyard with a BBQ watching. I can't get enough of all this
Oh, I know.
very positive America, people talking good things, the excitement. So many positive things are happening in such a short period of time, and Smash Brothers are right in the mix.
Absolutely, as always.
God
So,
bless you and your family, brother. I love you,
same
man.
to you, bro. All
Peace and
right.
love.
See you
Later. Great
later.
show.
Thank you.
Look
Oh,
great.
yeah,
Look
absolutely.
great. Look great. All right. Later.
All right. Got it.